Wasn't last week just so much fun?
It was. It was a lot of fun. Something that we don't do very often.
I'm Sue.
And I'm Steve.
And
we're
we're
aging
aging
joyfully.
joyfully.
Woo!
So, Steve, what did we do last week?
We had a lot of fun with our grandson. We went to a lot of different.
Well, first of all, we were allowed to take care of him for a week over this summer vacation.
Now, don't get it wrong. He didn't stay here overnight. He was dropped off every day.
And went home at the end of the day. But we planned a ton of fun activities. You don't have to spend a lot of money with your grandchildren. I saw posts on Nextdoor asking what to do with your grandchildren, and everybody listed a bunch of expensive activities. And really, children want to have time with you.
Exactly. I think that the time that we spent without spending a lot of money was valuable. I mean, it was fun. It was valuable. We both had a lot of fun.
Well, the one thing we didn't get to do was I wanted to hike with him, but because it's been really hot and he's not used to hiking like we are, we didn't get to do that. So that was one thing. But our library and many libraries in Georgia, and you could go to any library. You don't have to live in that county. They have lots of programs, children's programs, adult programs. They have things to check out, big bags full of activities. Like we checked out one on math and shapes, and different boxes of books that are theme related about issues that kids are going through today. We signed him up for the summer reading program, and he earned a couple of prizes in just the week he was with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have to go to your local library and see what's going on. Pull it up online and look at what activities they have. You'd be surprised. Libraries do a lot in the community.
And that's all free unless you destroy or lose the books or don't return them, then they charge you. Those packages, some of them were worth hundreds of dollars, so you do have to respect them.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else did we do?
Well, I think that what else?
It was a busy week. I know. Well, we played games here. He loves Yahtzee, and I bought him a sticker book that makes dogs. I didn't take any pictures, but you put it's numbered stickers in the shape of a dog, and it tells you where to put the sticker, and then you end up with a really cute dog. He loved that. And then we gave him a gift every day because his birthday's coming up, so we gave him a birthday gift early. And I took his 6-year-old picture.
Yeah. See, a 6-year-old, you don't have to do a heck of a lot, you know.
But we were busy. He's an active boy, like a lot of boys are. And I gave him a T-shirt that says 6'7", because that's what drove teachers crazy last year. If you said 6'7", which means nothing, so we gave him a 6'7" T-shirt for his picture, and then I took his picture. We took him to the park with beautiful trees and scenery behind him. He played with Sammy. He just loves our dog Sammy. And let's see, what else? Steve took him for ice cream when I went to physical therapy.
Oh, that was fun.
And then they came at the end, and he actually got to do some physical therapy with me, just so I wanted him to see what I'm doing. And just to learn about career opportunities, even at this age, because I never knew what physical therapy was till my mother was in her late 50s, and I guess she fell, and she went to physical therapy, and I had no idea what that was. And they said it was like learning skills that you should know already, skills you're born with naturally. It's like relearning how to walk or balance or whatever, which is what I'm working on. I'm working on balancing things. Although I think I'm graduating because they said I'm the highest balancer in physical therapy. So it's more advantageous to do it at home every day rather than once or twice a week. You've got to do those exercises at home to maintain them. So I have most of the things at home, but they have a physical therapy. I've bought them through the years, and so I try to spend 5 minutes twice or 3 times a day to keep up with that. So anyway, we did that with him. We tried to get his energy out. Oh, what else did we do? I don't know.
Well, I made breakfast for him every morning, and he loves eggs and a tortilla.
And healthy foods.
Healthy foods,
He loves,
likes that too.
loves to eat healthy. And we took him to the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This is what's really odd is when our kids were young, we took them to the free movies, and then through the years it was $1, and now it's like $3 or so.
$3,
So we took him, and we were the only ones there for the longest time. And then a mom with 2 kids came in, and I counted how many times first of all they came in with a bunch of food, and we didn't. We brought in a healthy apple because we didn't want to buy him junk food. We're all trying to eat healthy with our new diets, and we don't want him to grow up with a lot of bad foods.
Right.
So we brought in a healthy apple for him and water, and this mom came in with big drinks and popcorn, and then she left to get some frozen drinks, and altogether the 3 of them left 7 times. 7 times during that movie.
Wow.
I know, because it was a little boring for me. It was a kids' movie, and so I wasn't totally interested. But he was. I mean, we sat there with previews and everything. It was several hours.
We didn't realize how long it was going to be.
And he
was pretty. Yeah, he was pretty good. I wasn't, but he was pretty good.
And then we took him to one library event, which he did not like, and we left early. But he got to see libraries. We used to take him all the time when he was real little, and I think his parents take him sometimes. I don't really know. With working parents and busy, although they say they read every night to him.
Yeah.
Reading is so critical. And then I found out towards the end of the week he has a homework pack for the summer.
Wow. And
we were giving it to us the last 2 days, but by then he wasn't in the habit of doing it and didn't really want to do it. He did a few sheets, but if we had gotten it on Monday, he probably would have finished the whole pack because it would have established. I found that when you establish habits, whatever you establish that first day is what becomes established.
Right.
So we also went to a farm. We went to a farm and greenhouse. The animals were all hiding because it was so hot, but we bought some plants for our yard, some beautiful purple plants, and Steve's going to plant those one day.
One day.
And so we did and we took him to the fire department.
Oh,
forgot
boy,
that
was a big one.
Because we had called 911. We were teaching him 911 for emergencies because there's no house phones, and we were always taught that. It was always next to every phone. You pick up your house phone and say, call 911 in case of emergency. Well, with cell phones, we've forgotten that. So I was teaching him 911 when he wasn't here, but we used 911 when Steve had an incident, and we took him to the ER. So it's important to know 911, how to dial and give locations. And so anyway, our fire department came and checked Steve out. And so we thanked them with some cookies, and we asked them if we could bring our grandson when he was coming. Mm-hmm. And they said sure. So we took him to the fire department, and they showed an ambulance and explained what an ambulance is. The big fire truck wasn't there, but one fire truck was there. And
yeah, it was a hook and ladder that has 2 drivers, and they're phasing those out, but it was there, and the person who was there was able to explain a lot about it.
Yes, so your fire department will do that for free, and I saw just today that they'll take your blood pressure for free. People checking blood pressure. If you don't have a home monitor, I mean, we have home monitors to check our blood pressure, but if you don't, you could go there. Or if you're just not feeling well, you go. Our neighbor, one of our old neighbors from years ago, she called the 911 also because her blood pressure was real high, and they came and checked it, and then they actually took her in the ambulance to the hospital because her blood pressure was so high. But all 3 of us, well, I went later. I went later for an instant, but all 3 of us were not really diagnosed with anything from these visits to the hospital. Hospitals are different today. We all went to the ER, and it was all around the same time. It was all April, May. None of us had a diagnosis really of what was wrong. I believe it's stress. That's my personal belief, just the stress in the world. I mean, Katie Couric had an incident, if you don't know her. She's 69-ish, she still has a podcast or so, and she had what they thought was a stroke, and that's what they thought we were both having strokes. I believe it's just stress, and our neighbor, stress as well. I believe everybody is stressed out. And so we're working on what,
relaxation.
Walking.
Yeah.
And it's been either really hot or
rainy.
Thunderstorms, violent thunderstorms. So it's really hard. But we're trying to, at least I walk in front of the TV. Steve feels like he's sick right now from our grandson.
Yeah.
Our grandson was coughing and had a little runny nose, and now Steve's not feeling real well. But we're trying to keep our healthy habits, changing our diet, and just stay healthy. I mean, we all saw that Lindsey Graham just passed away. We thought it was a heart attack, but it turns out it was an aortic dissection, which my cousin actually died at 61 from that. And John Ritter had died from that at 54, 55. I think it was right before his 55th birthday when he passed away. So that, from what I've seen, I'm not a doctor or anything, from what I read, I think they say that's also caused by plaque.
Right. Yeah.
So we're all trying to be healthy, trying to just eat right, sleep right,
Exercise.
we've been visiting a lot of doctors lately who aren't really telling us much of anything except for to take pills.
Except for, and how much that visit was.
Yeah, they're just telling us, just take statins, but nothing else. So we're doing it on our own. I just got a book today from the library called Undoctored. It's where you take care of your own health. I haven't read it. I just saw what's on the jacket, that said, take care of your own health. We're looking at our own health, at our diet, exercise, sleep. So we're visiting the pulmonologist for our sleep apnea, our diet. We talked to our main doctor, our cardiologist. Who else? The neurologist, the physical therapy for balance as falls get more and more dangerous as you age. Now, one thing I find very interesting, all the doctors always wanted to put me on high blood pressure pills, even though I don't have high blood pressure, because I have severe white coat syndrome, because I don't trust doctors anymore. So my blood pressure can be really high in a doctor's office, so I take it at home every day. Well, they had drilled me in my head if it wasn't 120/80, that you need medication, even though mine might be 130. I mean, and that's not unusual. Mine is usually like 116/74. So I started recording it. It was getting to 130, so I went to my main doctor and said, I think I need medication. She looked at my readings and said, what are you talking about? These are normal readings. She pretty much said I was crazy. I was like, well, all these doctors have drilled in my head. If it's above 120/80, I need pills. Well, then I saw a video on YouTube that said, you've got to look at the whole picture of the patient. And with me being a little bit unbalanced, it's more dangerous to put me on high blood pressure pills because they lower your blood pressure, which increase your risk of falling. So for me, it's safer to not take medication, although I don't need it. My blood pressure is fine. They just have put me on it throughout the years because of that one reading at a doctor's office. I've learned since then, this was before the internet, when they first started putting me on pills, I didn't know that one reading is not accurate, that you really need to take readings at home, that when you're stressed out, because first of all, most doctors take your blood pressure incorrectly. My feet were always dangling off the table. My back was not touching anything. It should be against the wall or a chair. You should not be rushed in. And they would always put a thermometer in my mouth, the pulse oximeter on my finger, and talk to me at the same time. You're supposed to sit quietly for 5 minutes before they take it. So they violated every rule of taking it. So it'd be high in addition to my white coat syndrome. And then they put me on pills, which I don't know if if it could lower it too much where that causes an issue. So as I've aged, I found out you really need to read a lot of books. Read a lot of books and take care of your own health.
You sure do. You have to be your own health advocate.
And do what's best for you. We've decided to listen to our bodies, and right or wrong, I mean, I don't know what Lindsey Graham did, if he did anything. His father had died of a heart attack at 69. He was 71. I don't know if he had any preventative care for his heart. But honestly, I just don't know if statins would have helped him not having this dissection in his heart. I don't know if statins or whatever. I don't even know what he's on. Maybe he was on statins. That'd be interesting to know if he was on statins and high blood pressure pills and he still had this. I think stress is the biggest thing. That's why we're trying to work on stress with exercise, talking, playing games, and enjoying our grandson and our dogs.
Yep. And that's basically the way you have to look at it. You know, if you're not feeling well, drink some water. Make sure you stay hydrated. You know, that's real important. You know, I think that lowering your stress, like Sue is saying, is really important. That's like the second step after drinking a lot of water, is make sure that you're relaxed and that things that bother you, work them out, exercise, read, just some distractions that are going to help you get over whatever is stressing you.
What's stressing me is going to doctors. We're hoping to cut them down soon.
Yes.
We're hoping to cut down our appointments. After you go to the ER, they send you to everybody, and I don't know that really helps. I don't know. We're confused. But we had a great week with our grandson. We wish we got to see him more often, because children can be, so much fun. They say the darndest things, right?
They sure do.
Right. So
don't forget, comment. Let us know what you're doing this summer. How are you staying stress-free, if you are? If not, how are you dealing with it? And hit notification and like.
And write in the comments how many grandchildren you have. And if you want more, we just have one, and I think that's the only one we're going to get.
Probably.
People are having less and less kids today for many, many reasons. And,
right.
and we don't pressure them. We don't blame them. We know that we're not going to get any more, and I mean, that's just the way it is. That's one thing, you can't stress over things you can't change. We can't be so upset we thought we'd have 4 grandchildren, but and we've got one spoiled one, because he's the only grandchild on both sides, and probably gonna be the only one on both sides. So he's pretty spoiled.
Yeah, sure is.
But he's still a pretty great kid. He wanted to vacuum and mop our floors, and he sure did. At 6 years old, right? Not even 6. He vacuumed and mopped our floors, because he really gets into vacuuming and mopping.
Sounds familiar.
Well, like our son.
Yeah.
Our son always liked to vacuum and mop.
Yeah.
Until we see you again.
Take it easy.
Hanging on, walking tall. Some days I got no use for it all. Working hard, making less. Some days are bad at best.